that didn't go as planned. Anyway, let's jump into the game itself. Oh my god. Verdi, you bad boy. You stayed the right race, but with the wrong point. And on the second side of the map, we have DieStar. No, this is my assistant. I need to change him because he's forgetting to change the nickname of the players. Very bad of him. Very bad.
You need to get a new assistant, man.
Yeah, most
you gotta
definitely.
punish him somehow.
Yeah. Alfred, you're fired. No, please don't fire me. I'll keep you just for the sake of using your voice.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
His job.
He's the same Alfred from Batman, but if you have watched the last Batman, he's also out of work. So you know, a lot of strange people and ex-superheroes on the job market looking for positions at restaurants and as admins. Yeah, kind of standard nowadays. Okay, so this is going to be a best of 3. Please let me remind you that this is Jäger's Master Cup, where there's a $100 prize pool every Friday. Except for the 2 Fridays that the Heart of the Swarm beta will be shutting down before the big launch. But after the launch, we'll make that up. Sorry for everyone who wasn't watching the previous part of the tournament. It has been awesome. I have enjoyed it casting so much. We have even more jests with Jack Attack right now than we had last week, so it's kind of fun. I hope we don't start offending our families in 50 episodes,
Yeah, well, I mean, we're gonna, as time goes on, we'll be more comfortable with each other, and we'll jest even more. You'll be calling me Jest Attack and similar things like that. And that's basically how things will develop.
Yeah, as long as you don't hit on my sister, I'm fine with that.
No,
I'm done with her.
No, I don't do that currently. So
you prefer boys.
No worries. Hey, I mean, if I did, it wouldn't be a big deal. But I mean, we're not here to talk about my sexuality. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But I think that might be, not. Might be one of those things to avoid.
Yeah. So anyway,
there's a cybernetics core.
Oh my god.
Warp gate. This is very strange because normally the warp gate upgrade never happens, but in this particular instance, Verdi going for the risky play, getting the warp gate upgrade. What do you think about that?
I mean, this is going to throw the enemy off his balance. I'm not sure he's prepared of. Now, guys, we're just talking rubbish. It's late and we have been casting for so long. So you kind of need to forgive us because you don't have a choice. So anyway, we have a command center. Yeah, people always forgive us. I mean, when you're a caster and you do so much and people know, oh, this guy has been casting for 6 hours straight now, they tend to forgive and say, yeah, it's okay. I mean, once I have been casting an online tournament for 8 hours straight and it dragged to around 3 a.m. and has ended with an epic PvZ, each of which games have lasted for an hour, and it was best of 5. So at 3 a.m. we were talking so much rubbish and we didn't know what's happening in the game. Normally when I cast LANs, I'm quite okay with that because it's early in the day, but when you're casting games, right now it's after midnight for me. I have been at work today, so people get tired. So hey,
absolutely.
It's easy for you. You're probably still in your 90s. You're having a cup of cocoa in the morning because it's probably around your early afternoon right now. Am I right?
Yeah, 3 in the afternoon right now for me.
Yeah, so you're comfy. So anyway, another harassment with the mothership core. A very cool move by Verdi, but he needs to be careful because there's mothership core.
For it. Oh wow. Yeah, I'm really surprised that didn't continue to go for it. I thought he would have
so close.
Taken him out. Almost got it. He's gotten away with his mothership caller. I think every time he sent it out so far. So
yeah,
it seems to be working for him in PvT.
Although I'm not so sure he has been able to deal a lot damage with that. He gets a kill or two on the SCV, sometimes a Marine, but you know, if you ask yourself a question, well, yeah, then maybe I should ask myself a question. So what? It's still 1 or 2 SCVs. Well, otherwise he would have none. So maybe that's the idea behind it. It's just not super effective. It's something that he does.
Yeah, and also you get that scouting information because your opponent has to pull out their Marines to fend you away, and you get a good count on that.
Yeah, and
so, you know, take that for what it's worth.
And once you get a count on the Marines, you have a pretty strong idea on what's going on. If you don't see too many, if you see like 4 or 5 at this stage of the game, you could say, oh, he's going for a third command center, even if you don't see the building itself, because his Marine count is just too low. Now, if you see a lot Marines, then you will be able, or a Marauder, then you'll be able to say, oh, he's probably going for some early game push or a 2-base play, which I think will be the case for DieStar this game.
Yeah, it does look like he's gearing up for it. He's going to be able to have double medevac production.
Yeah, 5 Raxes.
Flying his factory out.
Yeah, 5 Raxes, 2 medivacs at once, killing off these unbuildable plates just because they were annoying him. And this one single Marine, like we said, if we would have the morale in this game, this Marine would say, why am I the guy who's going to run around the desert to check if anyone is coming? And how am I about to survive that if I see someone?
He's like, at least put me at a watchtower, so that way, if I see them coming, I can run away and let you guys know. I don't want to just stand up here in the front. Give me some binoculars or something, you know?
Oh, and the scouting Phoenix, hallucinated Phoenix, get picked out very nicely by DieStar right now. Verdi preparing the defense. I feel that he's kinda underpowered right now. Oh, and the mothership core is out of position. DieStar will be looking pretty damn strong with this push, if you ask me.
Absolutely. The time it's going to take the mothership core to get over there and drop the mothership core cannon is a little bit long.
Oh, but
it looks like he's doing some drop defense.
A very nicely placed observer here tells him everything, and right now DieStar, these drops will not be surprising at all for Verdi.
3 Zealots, 3 Stalkers, and a mothership core should be able to deal with this pretty well.
Although it's a double drop, so... Oh, and the buildings are in the very good position to defend this drop, and he may even try to focus the Templar Archives. Will he go for that? No, he just tries to clear the units. Well, yeah. It didn't work in his favor.
And he manages to get away with full medevac. The empty medevac is the one that dies. And I think he's going to be able to keep all these units.
Yeah. Although that was luck. I mean, you can't say which one of the medevacs will be chosen by the giant firing Nexus.
Oh, you can target it.
Yeah, but you don't know which one.
It wasn't luck in that. I mean, we do say good luck, have fun in the beginning of the game for a reason, I think. But you can target fire with it can be useful occasionally.
And now DieStar is just abusing the map so hard, but then the Nexus is abusing its range, which is also so hard. Now charge on the Zealots is done, which is going to make the Protoss army so much more effective. 2 Immortals that have to stay alive. If they get targeted down and shot down, it will be horrible. But for now, it seems Verdi is holding up pretty well. And what I'm afraid of, and DieStar does exactly what I thought about. Okay, this is not going anywhere, let's take the 3rd base, otherwise I'm just wasting my breath here.
He is positioned to drop in the main if he needs to, but I don't know if it's a decision he's going to make. The observer placement has been really good from Verdi so far. He's been able to fend off most of the drops, so it looks like we're going to be moving into a little bit more of a macro game from here.
But a Doom drop would be nice. And also, you know, the buildings in Verdi's base are just so much spread out. I don't think that the units get a big chance of maneuvering through them, and that's actually an advantage for Terran, because
definitely
you can drop your units somewhere and you will just see, oh, it's going to take so much time for the Protoss to reach the spot. Now, if he would have dropped around here behind the gateways, he would block the path and the units would have to go all the way around the Nexus to surround the Terran's army, and that would be powerful. even too powerful. So you need to be careful where you place your buildings as a Protoss. You want them clumped, and you want to have them, you know, in sort of blocks, so you can move between them in case of drops. That's actually one of the hardest parts of defending drops. And this scouting factory gives a lot of scouting information, and DieStar sees the High Templars, going up front. Oh, and what an EMP!
Oh my God! There's only two sentries with energy after that, and this is looking really rough.
That was
the Archons are gonna run away.
Yeah, money EMP, I could say. This EMP has actually won him the battle. Otherwise, it would have been so difficult. For now, there's a lot of new units because he has a very good production. Verdi does. But then, using positioning so good here, and Verdi says a smiley face and leaves the game.
DieStar pulls it out. Excellent EMP.
Now the problem with EMP is that it has shorter range, I think, than the Storm, so you need to be very careful with your ghosts when you place down the EMP. But if you land an EMP like that, Protoss has to retreat. I don't know even why Verdi did even let this battle happen. He should have retreated, at least regenerated some shields at least. And then, have the Archons back at his base. Instead, he just threw all of his units away. Happens.
Yeah, it's kind of rough.
It's kind of rough, but you get used to it.
Yeah. As a Protoss player, though, I do know that the EMP has longer range than the Storm.
Oh, it does.
But, yeah, EMP has a range of 10 and Storm has a range of 9.
What about Snipe then? No, Snipe. Yeah, Snipe also has a longer range.
Outranges.
Yeah, but it takes time. So sometimes actually the High Templar manages to fire the feedback first, because Snipe is a casted ability, and it takes around 2 seconds to cast, I think, when he's trying to aim his gun and being feedbacked into oblivion. Alright, so we have the players in the lobby, guys. We'll be back with you in a second with possibly the final game of tonight. How do you like that? And the game is on, my dear friends, dear viewers that we love so much, love and adore. You guys are the best, and these guys are fighting. They are wasting their, not wasting, they're using or their sweat that they are going to spill today. And here in the top right corner we have spawning as the Teal Protoss. This is Verdi from Team Annexis.
And at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, the Polish player from Millennium, he is DieStar.
Yeah, and when he dies as a star.
That's a good way to die. All the ways to think to die, dying as a star, probably pretty fun.
The only best nickname, in front of that would be Die Hard, and in order to have that nickname, you would need to be a cousin of Bruce Willis or something. And then when dying, you would go with Yippee-ki-yay, mother. I think there's going to be a 5th installment of the movie Die Hard.
Is there really?
Yeah, I just saw a huge billboard when I was shopping today, and they have apparently hired an actor who looks like a younger version of Bruce Willis. Of course, he doesn't have the same face, but they just shaved him bald and and they spilled blood all over him, and it seems he'll be passing on the how you say that
legacy.
The legacy. Yeah, thank you very much for that.
Yeah. We have a gas first from DieStar, so maybe some
what is
some of that,
that
really
going
fast,
to be?
really fast Hellion Hellbat drops, perhaps.
Yeah, I think
Certainly
that's quite
possible.
sure against Protoss. Against Zerg, I may have placed my bets for a Hellion plus Marauder push, which is very strong against the Zerg, especially if Zerg goes Roaches. But then against Protoss, I'm quite sure this is going to be good old-fashioned elevator play and with Hellbats instead of Hellions. You know, most of the timings from Wings of Liberty still work in Heart of the Swarm, but there are just so many more new ones that you need to figure out.
Yeah, I think the main changes are with the interactions with the old timings and how they interact with the new timings.
Yeah.
That will make certain things like the 4-gate fall off into obscurity over time.
About the 4-gate, I'm not so sure, because 4-gate with Mothership Core is super powerful, in my opinion, but hey, we'll see. Now, what I wonder about is what will happen to the economical play, because that has been one of the biggest issues with Wings of Liberty, that people have just learned to defend everything, and the economical play has become standard. So the question I would ask Blizzard is, why don't you start off 2 bases instead of 1 if everyone is still going to go for it? So with the variety that is being added by Heart of the Swarm, I just think it's going to change. Now we have a proxy Stargate. Oh, nearly! Did you see that? No, he did.
He did.
Yes, he did.
See it.
Oh,
See
so
around.
bad.
The proxy
No,
Stargate.
my god. Or
Gets
as
scouted by the Hellion. Wow.
as
Nice
you
play.
would have said it, not so super good.
It's not quite what he wanted to happen in this game.
Oh yeah, you're the best at diplomacy, mate. I need to take
well,
lessons from you.
that's
Would you
okay.
become my teacher?
Yeah, as long as you teach me Polish, I'll teach you diplomacy.
Okay, then let's drop the subject. I mean, Polish, to be honest, is maybe not as difficult as Chinese or Hungarian, but it's quite a difficult language, and learning English once you were born with Polish is so much easier. The grammar is much easier, and you know, even though I probably make a lot of blobs in terms of my usage of English, it's still a lot easier than Polish.
Good to know.
Yeah. This is why I cast in English. I like easy things. Yeah. Anyway,
So we do have the Hellions coming in for a drop. Not turn into Hellbats or anything. We don't have a armory, so it's just gonna be a plain old Hellion drop, and it's gonna run directly into a Mothership Core and Stalker. And a sentry that are not paying attention and watch the Hellions go by and get some kills. Wow.
And the Oracle gets sniped too. It tried to do some harassment, but it failed at both fronts. Oh my god. Will we have an ultra fast GG here? Because right now I get the feeling that Verdi was not quite planning for what he is getting right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And DieStar ends up with the victory. Well done for him. Well played.
Not a very
Excellent
nice thing to
harassment.
say, though.
No, not at all.
Yeah, see, I'm learning. I'm picking up diplomacy as I go. Not a very nice thing to say. Instead of saying a bad thing to say or a bad-mannered thing to say, I'm saying not a very good thing to say. That's no. But although in terms of diplomacy, I think the British people are the masters of that set. You know, you cannot outmaster someone from UK at being diplomatic. These people are so freaking nice. I mean, you know, they just make you feel bad if you feel bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think maybe for my next training in diplomacy, I'll have to move there and live there and study with a diplomacy guru in the UK. Definitely.
Yeah,
might
so
be my
you
next
will
step.
live on a lonely cliff or a mountain. you will be fed with milk from the goats. Yeah. So you will be hunting for your own food and picking berries at the nearby forest. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that's the only way it can be done. Man.
All right, guys. So we have the winner. That is DieStar here, and congratulations to him. A very nice scout. Now, for these of you who think, oh, that was a stream cheat, no, it wasn't. Since DieStar was just scouting the map around with the Helion, and he didn't even go into direction of that Stargate. He was just passing nearby while he was pointed at something else, and the position of the Stargate was slightly off to the north. And if he would have built it lower, somewhere, at the bottom of the map, then the Helion wouldn't have noticed it. And DieStar went away, and then he saw his minimap, and there was a big blue square on the minimap, and it gave it all away.
Oh yeah.
So
that's
totally
how it
went.
A smart move to be. He had the Hellion scouting around for any sort of cheesy tactics.
He didn't even check this spot
one.
specifically, and with Oracle play being so popular recently, I wouldn't even be surprised if he would. So it's not really stream cheating.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the cast. I hope you enjoyed the stream with me casting was the Jack Attack, mate. I think our jests are getting even more and more dangerous every time we cast together. But besides that, it was awesome. So thank you very much for coming and helping me out.
Absolutely, man. It's always good to cast with you.
All right, so thank you very much, guys. We'll be staying with you for a couple more minutes. For these of you who are watching this live, if you're watching this on YouTube, remember to subscribe. That's just below the video, and give us a thumbs up if you liked it. Anyway, so off you trot. Bye bye.
Yeah.